Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello and welcome to the first full moon ritual of 2015. Very excited to see everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Okay, I hope. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm delighted to be here with you, and I'm surrounded by a room full of very special people too. So we have our online community and our what I call our inline community all joined together tonight for the purpose of celebrating this first full moon of 2015. So excited to have you join me. And tonight's a very, very special night for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that is. But I'm going to begin by welcoming you to this year. I think it's a very powerful year. If you study numerology, you know that 2015, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5, adds up to an 8. And so this is an 8 year. And what that means in numerological terms is that this is a year of infinite possibility. If you think about an 8 standing up this way, if you turn the 8 on its side, it's the infinity symbol. And that's how we as magical practitioners think about this kind of year. We think about the 8 number as being a number of infinite possibility. And what's interesting is if you are an 8 person, if you take your birthday, and I'll tell the group too, if you take your birthday and reduce it down, are you an 8? 8 people are the wealth builders. It's very interesting. If you look at some of the major moguls in the world, people who have the most wealth, they have 8 birthdays. I'm not an 8. That's okay. I'm not really interested in that, but I'm a 10-1, which is a whole different profile. And we could talk all night about numerology, so I won't go too far into it, but I do want to tell you that studying your numerological number, studying your life path number is a very fascinating practice. But if you are an 8 or if you're in an 8 year, you are in a wealth building capacity. And Kathy's an 8. Anybody else an 8? If you don't know, you might want to do the quick math. Math is not my thing. I have many gifts in the world. Some of them I hope you'll see tonight. Math is not among them. I should not be balancing anyone's checkbook. I should not be responsible for anyone's finances. Not my thing. But I can do basic math. Like I added up 2015 fairly accurately for you right there. It's very impressive. Yeah, well, see, I'm not alone. A lot of you are not math people either, so that makes me feel better. We have other gifts, as I like to say. So if you're an 8, that is part of your capacity in this life, is to create abundance in material form. I want you to think about that. But before I even start talking about tonight, I want to plant a seed with you for what I want you to be focusing on this evening as we go into our meditation. I'm doing a really special meditation with you tonight. I've never done it with you before. Never done it with anyone here before. It's brand new. And it was what I was guided to create for this evening. And it's called a sealing meditation, S-E-A-L-I-N-G. My meditations come from my guides in meditation. So I doubt you've heard of a sealing meditation before. I had not either, but I'm really excited about it. In November, if you recall, we did a seeding meditation. Did anybody in the room do that meditation? Okay. So you seeded intentions. If you were with me in November, you seeded your intentions. Tonight we are sealing, S-E-A-L-I-N-G, those intentions for 2015. Okay, so this is a continuation. Now, if you weren't with me, that's okay, because I'm going to talk about seeding and what that means and take you through a brief little seeding exercise so that you can catch up. If you want to change your intentions, that's okay too. You know, some of you have asked me like, hey, I seeded some stuff in November, but now it's not resonating as much. Can I seed a new intention and seal it tonight? You can do that. That's totally fine. So I want to talk to you about what it means to seal an intention. Typically, we set intentions at a new moon and we seal them at the full moon. That's when the moon phases are most aligned with the work around intention setting. So if you did the seeding, you're all set. And if you didn't, that's okay. And if you want to change your intentions, I'll help you do that tonight too. But I want you to be mindful that the first full moon in such a powerful year, tonight's a big night. And last night was a big night too. I don't know about you. I was up almost all night because she didn't let me sleep. She was beaming. It was intense. I literally didn't sleep last night. And I kept going out and putting more stones in the moonlight, moving stones around. This is what we do, right? You follow me long enough, you'll be up all night too, and your partner will be thinking you're interesting. Or maybe your partner will get into it too. That could be really good. Yeah, so if you had intense dreams, that's very characteristic of full moon activity as well. If you're sensing just a frenetic sort of energy, which is why I'm gonna ground us tonight. I'm gonna talk to you about seating intentions. I'm gonna seal your intentions with you, which means it's such an incredible, at least the image in my head of what tonight will be is very powerful. I'm gonna be asking you to hand off your intentions to your guides tonight. I'm letting them take them. So they're out of your hands. You know, it's really powerful. We think we have this control. We don't have any control. What we have is surrender. We can do a lot of surrendering, and surrendering is the magic. The power of magic, I think, the power of the law of attraction, the power of setting intentions is you saying, here's my vision. Now take it from me and manifest it in a way that's in alignment with my highest good and my purpose in this lifetime. And then you getting way out of the way to let that happen. And trusting that when obstacles come, when challenges arise, it's all part of the process. What I was explaining to somebody here not too long ago was, you know, it's all easy to say, I would like to have a successful business, and I would like to have perfect health, and I would like to have whatever is on your list. But what I've seen is 95% of people, when the first obstacle comes, say, well, didn't work. And then it's just back to the old routine of like, I'm not meant to have that, or that's not supposed to be for me. What I'm going to invite you to do in 2015, especially if you haven't done this before, but for me, this is a way of life. And it's really hard. Like, this is what I call the discipline of magic. Okay? It's work. What I'm going to invite you to do tonight is lift your vision and hold it. Find your north, whatever that. And it can be an impossible vision. The room I'm in was impossible, I tell you. It was impossible. It can be an impossible vision. My health is impossible. Find your north, set your vision upon whatever that is, and then keep your vision right there. And what I hope I can be for you who are watching me and for you who are in the room, what I hope I can be is a reminder. Like maybe when you hear my voice or you see a stone you worked with or you light a candle or you smell an oil, I want that to be a reminder, like lift up, look at the point. Don't let the distraction or let the challenge dissuade you. The challenges are the universe's way of testing to see if your vision is going to stay fixed or not. So that's really important. I see some of you guys are having some choppy feed issues. Hopefully it's okay. We're all plugged into a really nice hardwire here, so we should be okay. Stay with me. If you're on Chrome, it should be okay. So if you're not using Chrome right now, or if you have other applications running, that can sort of interrupt your feed too. Okay, good. I want to give you one more analogy for energy, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what you can expect for tonight. People ask me all the time what a high vibration emotion is. To me, the whole process of ritual, the whole process of magical work, and indeed the process of spiritual development is to raise and maintain a high spiritual vibration, to raise and maintain a high energetic vibration. Doesn't mean stuff won't happen to you, doesn't mean you don't have a bad day, doesn't mean you don't get sick, but it means you raise a vibration, you maintain it. And that's the discipline piece. So I like to think of energy as being, I don't know if you like Star Wars. I totally love Star Wars. So like I'm going to geek out for just a minute with you about Star Wars. My kids like Star Wars too, so they've reinforced my addiction. I don't know if you've seen where they have like in the the inner galaxies, they've got traffic like in some of the earlier or the later, sorry, the newer iterations of Star Wars. They have this like traffic that's going between buildings, and it's like all these cars traveling the same direction, but they're at different altitudes. Okay, that to me is energy. There are people on cars up here, and they're in the flow. Like things are going okay. They're not getting tickets when they drive. They're paying their bills on time. Their health seems to be pretty good. They're generally happy. They're finding peace. And there's people driving down here. Every time they get in the car, they get a ticket. And they haven't been well since 2011. And it's nothing but a complaint. And none of their bills have been paid since 2012. That's energy. And if the vibration is low, it attracts more of the low vibration. If the vibration is high, it attracts more of the high vibration. Your job is to get from here to here and stay here. It's not easy. It is not easy. But the stones help. Stones raise your vibration. Careful with quartz. Quartz is a magnifier. It magnifies whatever you are. So if you're having all this low vibe stuff and you walk around with a big quartz pendant on, now you're magnifying the low vibration. Don't do quartz until you get up here. When you drive up here, you can have as much quartz as you want. You drive down here, I'm not giving you quartz. I've never heard anybody say that before, but I'm telling you. So think about your stones, think about your oils. Essential oils have vibrations. That's why we use them. Think about your tinctures and some of your flower essences. You know, the different things that you use is all altering your energetic vibration. It's all raising you from here to here. So hopefully that's helpful. I try to teach you a little bit as we go because, you know, I want you to enjoy these gatherings. I want you to benefit from them. And part of the benefit is not just showing up and like, you know, namaste and I lit my candle, but it's what you do when you leave this room or what you do when you leave this broadcast that really makes the difference. It's the between, you know, when it gets hard, when a challenge arises, how do you respond and react to the challenge? Okay, well, stay with me, everybody. I know I'm hearing that it's a little choppy. Wish you were in the room with me. Wouldn't that be nice? One day we can all just teleport to be together. We don't have to worry about technological issues. Okay, so I'm going to do a virtual smudge because we need it, because full moons bring out the crazy in the peoples. I'm going to do it if I have a lighter. No. Somebody in this room, I'm sure, has a lighter. Oh, there we go. Now I got a flame. The sage goddess has no flame? White sage makes it all better. If you haven't smudged before, I recommend the practice. You don't have to use white sage if it bothers you. You can use Palo Santo, which is extremely powerful as a smudge. That's for you, a little extra, since it's our first time together in 2015. Victoria said, I smudged so much the cat went under the covers to breathe. We need a hashtag for that. Hashtag over smudging. Hashtag overdid it. I think one can have too much sage. Hard to imagine what that entails, but I think it's possible. Okay. It really is important to smudge. It's important to smudge yourself. I smudge my hands every day, both my hands. Let the smoke come through your fingers. I may have overdone it in the room because I have someone coughing, so I'm going to knock it off. But you get the hint. Remember that time about a year ago, if you were with me then, where I set the fire alarm off in my house? Zing! And it went on for like 5 minutes, and y'all had to sit here just looking at me freak out. Do you remember that? We've been together through some weird stuff. I was just lucky because that house had sprinklers. I thought any minute I'm sitting here in my cute little top, any minute it's going to rain from above, and I'm live with all of you. It was epic. Fire. I'm a Leo, so I know how to turn up the heat, but that was a little bit much, if you ask me. Okay. So virtual smudge. So tonight's ritual, like I said, for sure, you guys will never forget it, and I know what, I won't forget it either. It was a beautiful moment, and the lovely thing is it's captured on video for eternity. So if you too can watch me try to keep my cool, you too can enjoy that footage if you would like. Okay, so we're going to do a very traditional full moon ritual tonight, which if you've been with me before, you know what that entails, but if you haven't, I'm going to walk you through it. My practice bridges a lot of different traditions. My practice bridges Celtic tradition, pagan tradition, Native American practice, which is part of why I honor the 4 directions in my invocation before we begin. I always open a sacred circle because all ritual attracts energy. And in the universe, there's all kinds of vibrations. When we open a sacred circle, we create a container that allows only the most positive energy and vibration to flow. And that's really important because all of you are entrusting me to hold a sacred space. I will release that circle at the end of our meditation, and then we will ground out the energy so that you don't have a ritual buzz, which is the term for how somewhat drunk people can feel after a good ritual experience. I take it as a compliment, but I need you to be able to walk and drive and like do things afterward and not just sit in a room for a few hours and sleep. So we will do all of that. And then I have 2 giveaways tonight, which I didn't mention because I wanted them to be special surprises. I thought it would be very special. One of them is for someone online and one of them is for someone in the room. So let me show you what the giveaways are. The giveaway for one of you online is really special. I don't know if you've seen, but I carry sometimes a line of quartz points that are mine that have been used in private ritual and ceremony. And so I'm gifting one of these points, which is a Lemurian double terminated. It's multi-terminated, actually. If you look, it's got this whole separate edge that has 5 or 6 terminations on it, but it's single terminated on this side. One of my personal tools that's been used in ritual. It's very special, probably priceless in a way. So I'll show that to the room too. That's going to somebody special who's watching online. I like giveaways, so I do them. Very excited. You guys are excited. And then for someone in the room, because we're talking about abundance in this 8-year, this is pyrite. And this is abundance, self-worth, and confidence. So I can think of really no better stone to use to honor the energies of abundance. And look at that thing. So someone in the room is coming home, taking this home tonight. Yeah, really good energy. So those are our giveaways for tonight. And then at the end of tonight, I'll talk to you about February. February 3rd is our gathering after this one, and it's for erotic love, because we haven't done that before. There may be belly dancing. I will not be responsible for what happens when we gather in a room to talk about sex and love. It's not just sex. But we're talking about the union of souls, which if you're lucky enough to have been united with a soulmate in your lifetime, I'm very lucky because I have, there is no more erotic connection than that because it transcends. You know, it's in that moment of that connection with that person, it's not the body, right? I mean, it's the spirit that's connecting, and that is a different kind of connection. So it's a twofold ritual. One is to attract that person if you don't have that person, and the other one is to spice it up with that person if you do have that person, and to make the sexy time happen. We do that around here. We talk a lot about sex, actually, in ways that make some people uncomfortable. But you know what? Sex is creativity, my friends. Sex is creativity. You shut the sex off, you shut the creativity off. That's not good for anybody. So you should definitely have as much sex as you can. And next month, we're going to talk about how to get it on. Okay, well, everybody's excited about that. Okay, makes tonight look super boring, doesn't it? Like, can we just like skip tonight and go on? Yeah, I'm half joking, but half not joking. Okay, but you know, that can be an intention that you set tonight, by the way. Every time I've had a soulmate connection, it came after manifestation of an intention to receive that connection. They've never happened accidentally for me. So I have some of you say like, oh, I've been waiting my whole life. It's never happened. Really? Have you had the intention? Have you made a list of all the things you want to experience with your soulmate? I think you should do it. Then go back and read your list later and marvel at how the universe delivers to you in its own time. Okay, so I will talk to you all about that at the end of tonight. So I want to invite you to sit back nice and comfortably. Roll your shoulders back so you open up that sternum so that when we take our good deep breaths together, you can really fill up your diaphragm with air. Roll your shoulders back. When you're stressed, you bring your shoulders forward, you stop breathing. If you notice during the day, if you're having a stressful day, you probably have stopped breathing. Have you ever had that moment where you had to teach yourself, like remind yourself to breathe? Like, oh, I haven't been breathing since like 2 o'clock today. And just taking that moment to inhale and exhale is very, very powerful. Your breath is your life force. So when you're cutting it off, you're restricting your own access to your own life force. It's very important to breathe. You can have a breath partner. I have friends who set alarms on their iPhones, like little Buddhist kind of Zen alarms to breathe, like once an hour. It's really nice. Hear a little chime, ding. And it just is deeply invigorating. Okay, so roll your shoulders back. Sit up nice and straight. You can put your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. It allows you to receive the energy of the space you're in. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So when you're ready, go ahead and inhale and exhale. Second time, inhale, exhale. Third time, inhale, exhale. And then just breathe normally for a moment. I once had a teacher, and she used to guide us through, yoga breath, and I wasn't exhaling loud enough. She said, I want to hear it. And ever since that, I've really been kind of turned on by the sound of my own breath. Like when I hear it, I think that's kind of awesome. So I want to encourage you to get really comfortable with the sound of your own deep exhale, whatever that sounds like. I think as you get older, I'm in my 40s now, and I find that like I'm really comfortable with my body and all of its sounds. So I invite you to get really, really comfortable with your body and all of its sounds. I wouldn't have said that to you when I was in my 30s. Okay. Just coming back to that nice posture, shoulders rolled back, back is straight, hands on your knees, palms facing up. So I want you to imagine that extending out of your left hand is a white beam of light. That white beam of light is about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. I want you to feel it in your hand. You can give that beam of light a texture, if it helps, a temperature. Your hand is probably warming up right now anyway. That white beam of light is the circle of light that holds this space. It holds the thousands of you online. It holds the 50 of us in the room. It holds the thousands who will watch later that aren't live with us right now. And that white beam of light is going to extend out of your left hand and into the right hand of the person who's seated next to you in the virtual circle or in the room. It's going to enter them through their right hand, move up and down through their chakras or energy centers out of their left hand. And in that way, it's going to extend and connect us all the way around the world tonight. Our circle tonight is larger than it's ever been. We're crossing approximately 24 countries tonight, both hemispheres. It's a powerful thing, the power of the internet to connect us, people who otherwise would never meet or know each other, having such an intimate experience of each other's energy this evening, as if you were right here in the room with me. I think it's no different. So feel that vibration, feel that energy flow from here in Los Angeles, California, extending way across that Pacific Ocean, all the way through Asia. Moving down, scooping up the southern hemisphere, picking up, spreading across Australia, New Zealand, lining its way back up. Representation we have tonight in Africa. And winding its way all the way back around up through the United Kingdom, where we have at least a dozen people with us tonight from the UK. Staying up all night long. I think it's 2 a.m. UK time. All the way through Europe, France, Germany. Winding all the way through, coming back to us in Northern America, to Canada, beloved Canada. We have so many Canadian friends in our circles, so powerful. Across the United States, almost every state represented, all the way through South America, across the globe. And that circle, when it's done crossing that beautiful globe of ours tonight, is going to come back to you in your right hand. I want you to receive it and know that you're holding the circle of light that connects you with everyone else who's in this circle. I want you to imagine sending through that circle tonight your highest vibration emotions to the others who are gathered with us. That includes love and joy, deep acceptance of who you are, regardless of anything about you that differentiates you from me. I see you, I meet you where you are, accept you unconditionally. Just positive vibration, health, kindness, generosity, care, concern, support, nourishment, encouragement. And then receiving that back. Everything you're sending around the circle, you're receiving right back. And I want you to feel that vibration. I just want to take a moment Let it come into your body and let the healing love and energy of this space, let it touch every organ in your body. If you haven't been feeling well, imagine that rush of energy coming to your stomach or coming to your chest, coming to your heart. Incredible healing that energy can do. And we need to get good at receiving. A lot of us spiritual people are very good at giving. When it comes to receiving, we don't know how to do that very well. Just taking a moment to be receptive. And with that, our circle is open. Our circle is open. And it looks like a lot of the technical difficulties have sorted themselves out, so that's good. So aho. Aho, everyone, and thank you for being here. Thank you for holding this beautiful container with me. So once we open a circle, we do work in the circle, and that's what the meditation is about. We're going to do this sealing meditation, S-E-A-L-I-N-G meditation, in that circle because we have all this energy we're raising, and then we'll release the energy. But before we begin the meditation, I'm going to call to the 4 directions. So this is just a moment for us to honor the 4 directions, the north, the south, the east, and the west. In magical practice, both in pagan practice and in Native American practice, we believe that there are guardians of these 4 directions. And when we invite them into our circle, they hold those directions for and with us, and they help to strengthen the energy flow. So I invite you just to relax a little bit when you close your eyes and receive what I'm offering. And as I move to your element, as I move to your direction, because each direction has astrological correspondences, see if something special doesn't come up for you around your sign when I speak to your sign. So I begin, as always, with a call to the direction of east. This is element of air. And this is for you if you're Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I call to you, air, and to the white clouds that wander across a pale blue-violet sky. I call to the air that lifts them and to the breeze that blows across my face. I call to warm summer currents that bring scents of sea and sand, to the whispers of dawn and ancient voices that speak to me in familiar tongues. I call to the chilly blast of winter's breath, to the hurricanes that destroy so that we can recreate. I call to the currents that support the wings of the seagull and the winds of my dreams that carry my hopes for tomorrow. I call to the storms of my heart that are violent and tempestuous, and to desert gusts where lightning strikes and thunder rumbles. Be here with us tonight, element of air, and let the power of your gentle force fill our lungs, open our minds, and lift our spirits. I next call to the direction of south. This is the element of fire. This is for you if you're an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Only a Leo would get that excited hearing it's for me. It's for me? I call to you, fire, and I call to the dry heat of my beloved desert that burns under a flaming orange sun. I call to the courage of the lion whose red mane dances in golden majesty about his face. I call to the energy that burns within me and burns within you. I call to sparkles of fairy magic and golden glow of citrine stones, the flickering of my candle as it burns. I call to lava that flows from wild and untamed volcanoes that are wild and free. I call to the bonfire around which you and I gather and vision quest together. I call to the warmth of the unconditional love that I offer you and you offer me in this sacred space. I call to the sage that I burn to clear, clean, and consecrate. Be here with us tonight, element of fire, and let the power of your mighty force warm our hearts, release our fears, and destroy our resistance to growth. Next, I call to the direction of west. This is element of water, so this is for you if you're a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio tonight. And of course, our beloved moon is in her own sign tonight. We have a Cancer full moon. So that means there's just extra flow of water, extra emotional energy available to you if you need to feel things a little more deeply right now. I call to you, water. I call to the deep blue-green waves that rush the shore. I call to the mermaid who's bound to her depths. She personifies flow and grace. I call to the awesome power of currents that carry me forward, spiraling and gasping into a future I dare to meet. I call to the raging river that runs wild like my heart. I call to the azure lake where my children run and play at the water's edge. I call to the rain in which we dance together, you and I, fearless and letting go. I call to destiny as we gaze out over endless seas that tonight divide and yet connect us. Be here with us tonight, element of water, and let the power of your graceful force wash us clean and teach us how to swim with the tide rather than resist its pull. Isn't that the truth? And last but never least, I call to the direction of north. This is for you, my earth sign. So if you are Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, God bless you. We need you. Otherwise, we'd burn ourselves up, we Leos. I call to you, earth. I call to the fields of winter grasses and to the deep woods that are blanketed in moss. I call to the dry leaves of summers that have passed that signal autumn and colder nights. I call to the many mysteries and secrets that are held aloft by a jeweled tapestry of black tree limbs against a night sky. I call to the silent trail of the stag who weaves its way through the dark of the forest, and to Gaia, my great mother. She holds all of us in her bountiful embrace. I call to the fruit on your trees, Gaia, the nourishment of your plants, the blessing of your herbs, to your sand and your soil, your salt and your spice. I call to the rock and mountain where we climb to remind ourselves and each other of our own potential, and to vistas that are far and wide, landscapes that are green and brown, both arid and tropic beauty. Be here with us tonight, beloved Earth. Let the power of your grounding force call us into this present moment. Remind us of the gift of silence, Earth. Remind us of our connection to the land, to each other, to all forms of life. And my wish for you tonight, my friends, as it always is that the delicate and very precious balance of these four elements will make itself known to you tonight and always. Tonight and always. So together we all say, Amen, Aho. So it is. Amen, Aho, and so it is. So now we are ready to do our work together. And I'm going to begin by working briefly with my tools. If you have your candle, oil, and stones, this is the time. So I'm going to begin by lighting my candle. I work with my candles from moon to moon. So I'm lighting my intention candle for the first time tonight. If I can get a flame. I'll try the other one. And I will work with this candle all the way until we gather on the 3rd of February. Some of you love to work with your tools as soon as you get them, which is okay too. Here's the thing for me, I don't like rules, and so I don't make a lot of them and I don't follow a lot of them. So I believe magic is in the intention, not in the schedule. So I don't think you have to burn this 10 minutes every day. I don't think you have to burn it, at any particular time. I think you need to follow your intuition, is what I think. And we've lost that. We think that there's a right answer. I don't know that there's a right answer. There's a right answer for you, but this is just what I do. So I'm working with the intention candle. Tonight I'm working with Intend, which is the intention perfume that I created. I always add a little bit to my candle so that as my candle burns, it has the energy of this oil infused into it. And then I use a little bit on myself. So I'm anointing my wrists, I'm anointing my ankles, and I'm anointing my third eye. And the reason I do that is it's what I know, it's what I do, it's where I'm going. So that's a sacred pattern for me to anoint with my oil. And then I'm going to anoint my stones. I do want you to work with some stones tonight in this meditation. If you have the ones from me, that's great. If you have your own, that's fine too. I'm also going to anoint this quartz that is going to one of you, so that it's ready for its home. So tonight I'm working with several stones. I'm working with Que Sera stone, which is a manifestation stone. It's a balancing stone. It's both throat chakra and heart chakra, so it connects my ability to speak with my authentic place of love and expression. I'm working with Black Moonstone, which is a manifestation stone. I'm working with Ametrine, which for me is a huge intention-setting stone because it combines the crown chakra, what spirit wants you to do, with the solar plexus, which is your place of empowerment. It's your center and the core of your own power. So that's a very important piece of a very important gemstone, in my opinion, to work with for intention setting. Working with labradorite, which is also a new beginnings intention setting stone, and then snowflake obsidian. And here's why. Because snowflake obsidian is one of these stones that balances out the light and shadow. A lot of times when we set intentions, we're thinking so much about the light of the intention, but we need to think through the entire intention and how we're going to manifest it, both its light aspects and its shadow aspects. And I'll talk more about that if we have time tonight. If you have your intention journal from me, I think tonight would be a great night to start writing in it. So I think that's a very powerful question. Yes, Jan, the aura quartz has a permanent titanium treatment. So I'm going to add my oil to that as well. It's a gem of insight and of endurance, that aura quartz. It brings incredible energies of endurance and strength. So it's going to carry you through as you set the intention tonight, what you need to do and accomplish in 2015. And that won't impact the treatment at all. Any other questions from you before we start? Well, Angelina has obsidian in her backyard, and that's kind of lucky. It does happen. You know, obsidian is found in all kinds of interesting places, so that's very cool. All right, everybody. So return to that seated position, shoulders rolled back, hands on your knees with your palms up. Closing your eyes. Whatever oil you anointed with, I want you to take a moment to have an experience of that scent. Scent is very powerful. In shamanic training, we know that scent, the sense of smell, bypasses the conscious mind, and it bypasses all of our speech and all of our sort of conscious ways of knowing. It bypasses all of that to our ancient brain. It speaks to that part of us that's deeply subconscious. And that's how we have these incredibly powerful experiences with scent that are transformative. So it's a very powerful shamanic tool, essential oils and perfume blends. There's a lot to it. You can wear it as a perfume, but certainly when you're working with mine, you're working with something far different than just a perfume. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath so you can inhale that scent, and exhale. So I want you to imagine a blank piece of paper, yourself seated at a desk with a pen. And it can be a beautiful piece of paper and a beautiful pen. It can be one of those, beautiful antique glass pens with, beautiful ink, scented ink, or it can be something just whatever vision resonates with you. But you're going to be writing these intentions that you're working with tonight. I want you to visualize it very, very clearly. Your handwriting is one of your most powerful tools. If you're doing everything on computer these days, I'd highly recommend that you start cultivating your handwriting again. Your handwriting is a fingerprint to you, and it carries an intense vibration. I'm very careful who I share my handwriting with because it's a powerful, magical tool, very unique to you. So I want you to imagine that you are seated at a desk and you've got your paper and your pen. And I want you to write out 3 to 5 intentions for 2015. These can be intentions that you seeded with me in November, so it can be a refresh on that. Or these can be new intentions tonight if you want to create a blank slate. And they can be words. I'd rather that you actually didn't write them right now. I'd rather that you visualize, because your powers of visualization are actually more powerful than your writing. But you can, after this ritual, you can sit and write these and do this in a material way. I want you to literally visualize writing the number 1 and then the intention. See yourself crafting the word, crafting the sentence. I want you to visualize yourself writing the number 2 and the second intention. Writing the number 3 and the third intention. See your handwriting. Is it blue ink or is it black ink? Are you writing in pencil? When we do visualization, the more detail you can see in your mind's eye, the stronger and deeper your meditative practice begins or becomes. You can keep going if you want. Number 6. I can feel it in the room. Number 6. Dream big, my friends. I don't think there's room for thinking small when you're working with intentions, but it is powerful to be specific. You want to guide the universe's hand. You're co-creating this vision with your source, with your creator, with your guides. Be specific. Don't just say health. What does health look like for you? Does it look like your ideal weight? Does it look like having an easier time breathing? Does it look like physical fitness? Does it look like you're not in pain anymore? What does health look like for you? Just take one more minute to write any additional intentions or to make edits or modifications to what you've already written. I'd like to expand your thinking to maybe an intention for something outside of yourself, someone outside of yourself. I've been doing work with a group that's helping girls in India who've been sexually trafficked and wounded in the process. So I'm also adding an intention for health and love and treatment of those girls this year. Remember, this is for 2015. So what needs to unfold in the next 12 months for you? And then take a visual step back and look at the list. This next step is really important because we're going to seal these intentions together. So just notice if there's anything missing. I'm going to ask your guides and your higher self on your behalf to tell you if there's something missing from your list, maybe to offer you a hint or suggestion if there's something from the guide's perspective that you have overlooked. And I also am feeling guided to tell you to really make sure there's one on there for how you want to feel this year. How do you want to feel this year? Like as your normal, as your baseline. Is it joy? Is it peace? Is it contentment? Is it wanting what you have? Is it relaxation? Happiness? What does that look like for you? And I want you to imagine that you're looking at this desk and there's your piece of paper and your pen, and next to it is an envelope. And this is the hard part. So I want you to fold your piece of paper in thirds. 3 is such a sacred number. In almost every religious and spiritual tradition, 3 is sacred. It's the moon phases, waxing, waning, full. It's the phases of God, right? It's in every tradition. There's some inflection of the sacred number 3. So fold your intention list in 3. As you're folding, just giving thanks. It's really important to be in this place of gratitude around your intentions. I think our guides and our creator, however you think of your creator, I believe in God, but whatever God is for you, I think God delights for me when I'm grateful. If you think about it, if you were a creator, wouldn't you be happy with people who are saying, "Oh, thank you for that. It hasn't happened yet, but I have so much faith. I just know it's gonna," rather than like, "Well, I'm waiting and it didn't happen." Who are you going to be glad to give things to? It's an interesting way of thinking about it. So I want you to visualize this envelope now, waiting for your intention list. And I want you to very mindfully take that list that you folded in those thirds, and I want you to slip it inside that envelope. And as we slip these intentions inside our envelopes, we begin the process of sealing them together tonight. Great Spirit, I ask for blessings upon each person in this circle. Blessings beyond anything they can even imagine tonight. No matter how big the list is, no matter how grand the intentions are, I ask that you overflow each person who's gathered here with me tonight. Bring more than is expected. Bring it in ways that will surprise and delight and reinforce and affirm their faith. Extend those blessings, Great Spirit, beyond the person who's seated here with me to all of their friends and family so that they can see by example what it means to live a life of intention and focus. Help each person who's in the circle tonight to radiate with peace and joy. And help them to maintain the vibration that's needed for these things to manifest on their behalf. In those moments when doubt creeps in, offer them gentle reminders. And I want you to imagine now closing that flap of the envelope, sealing that envelope. In my meditation, I saw a wax seal. I don't know if you know what that looks like, but where there's actually wax, that's melted and you seal it with a rubber stamp. I was seeing that in my mind's eye, but if that doesn't resonate for you, you can just seal the envelope. You can imagine licking the envelope if you want, or just sort of closing it on its own. But as we're sealing these intentions, we're setting wheels in motion tonight. Asking that as the next 11 full moons of this year, 12 if you count the July, these next 12 full moons unfold, that this is the period in which we ask that these intentions be bound. For the highest good of all, let these things unfold, we ask on the collective behalf of everyone who's here. And so it is. And so I want you to imagine that you push this envelope across your desk. Push this envelope across the table tonight. And let those intentions be received on your behalf. And as you push them away, and I have goosebumps all over, I feel like I'm about to cry. As you push them away, because this is the hard part, and I'm telling you because I've lived it, as you push them away, release the attachment to them. Have such faith and trust that these things will unfold for you in perfect time, that you can let them go. I promise you the universe will begin working on your behalf immediately. You don't have to do anything except trust. The more you surrender, the more happens. That's the great irony of all of this work. Yes. So no one's asking, is it okay to forget about them actually? I think it is. Then you'll just be extra surprised. But it would be really fun for you to, after this meditation, go and sit and write them down so that you have a record of them in an intention journal or however you choose to do that. I'm an advocate of handwriting, but however resonates with you. So can we do that? Can we 1, 2, 3 push them across the table? Let them go. Done is right. It is an emotional moon. Look at me almost crying. And I don't cry, I'm a Leo. I don't like it when other people cry. I need to burn something. Yes. Very emotional, but the moon's in her sign, like I said, that happens. Now, one last thing. This is the work of the stones. This is why we work with stones. Get your stones, put them in your non-writing hand, cover them with your writing hand. If you don't have a stone, visualize a stone. That's okay. We're charging and dedicating these stones tonight together to hold the vibration of this experience. I'm gonna hold your giveaway stones too. We are charging the stone together, these stones, to hold the energy and the vibration of this experience. May these always be touchstones for you. May these always be reminders to you. When you look at this stone, it might be a very humble stone, let it be a reminder to you that you are trusting the universe. And when all your dreams come true, I hope you'll come and tell me. I've had people come back to me and say, I've done work with you, and I want you to know that this little stone's been with me through this whole journey. And I want you to think about gifting those stones once their work for you is done. It's almost nothing more powerful than for someone to say, I have this little stone and it walked this long path with me and I'm going to give it to you. It's the most incredible gift you can give somebody, truly. Humble, but really powerful. Okay, these are working stones for you now, as we call them. So don't just scatter these around. You might carry one in your purse or in your wallet or put one in your car. I like to keep stones in my ashtray. Put one in your car. Put one on your desk. Put one, I like to keep one in my kitchen. I make magnets out of my working stones and I put them on my refrigerator because I see them all the time. So that works for you, that's a great suggestion. I keep one in my bathroom. They're talismans. The medicine bag, obviously, is another place that one of these should go. It's why I put 5 and 6 stones in your bag so that you can distribute them. These are reminders to you of the work that we did tonight. And you can always recharge them in the full moon, either tonight or subsequent months. You can constantly charge your stones. You don't want to discharge them or deconsecrate them because you want them to keep the energy of this work, but you can charge them up at the next full moon, of course. Okay, so we're getting close to the top of the hour. Hope you can stay with me for a few more minutes. We'll be about 5 or 10 more minutes probably before we finish here tonight. So glad you like that one. It's a simple meditation, but it's powerful, isn't it? Feel that intention moving. You think you have to hold on to it so tight. The universe doesn't work that way. It's waiting on your surrender. Now you know what it's like to work at Sage Goddess. This is how our whole day goes. Megan could tell you. We show up here at 10 o'clock. We look down, it's 4 o'clock. Ding dong, the day is over. That's why everybody likes to work here. I'm actually not kidding. We're in some very strange time vortex here at Sage Goddess. It's very interesting. For a book one day, perhaps. Okay, so bringing you back to that receptive position, hands on your knees, palms up. Shoulders rolled back. You received the energy of this beautiful evening in your right hand. So you're going to begin the release there. So starting to release now, opening your right hand, letting the energy flow out of your right hand. It's going to wind its way back this circle, counterclockwise. Just unwinding, unwinding, unwinding all the way around the world. Start to feel that energy being released from you. Releasing with gratitude. I'm grateful for every person who's in this room with me right now. I'm grateful for every one of you who's watching. I'm grateful for everyone who'll watch this later. Letting that energy come back to you in your left hand where it left you. I want you to take that energy in one last time. Let it flow up through your energy centers, all the way from your root to your crown and flowing back down. Just really feeling it in your body for a minute. And send it back out to your left hand one last time. Hold it here. And what I like to do is turn my hand upside down and send the energy of the circle down into the center of the earth. It's really important to visualize ritual energy leaving your body. You don't want to hold it. It's too much to hold. If you think you didn't sleep last night, try holding a circle worth of energy in your body. It doesn't help. So send the energy of the circle down into the center of the earth. When we do that, we allow the universe to decide. Energy is not created and it's not destroyed. So the universe will do with this energy what it will. We ask that it's distributed, transmuted, transformed, sent, received in a way that supports the greater good. It may reach people we don't even know who need it tonight. And then just begin to rock a little bit on your hips, feeling that root chakra coming back into your body. This is why we're starting to think that belly dancing at the end of ritual will be really helpful, because that's a good way to get into your body. Although we have some gentlemen with us tonight, but you know, gentlemen can hang. Can't you, gentlemen? I'm telling you, next month there may well be a belly dancing extravaganza at the end of the ritual. Optional, of course, but it can happen. Okay, so we have released that energy. So good. So good. So let me tell you about February. when we do our giveaway. If you are not in our Facebook group, I would really invite you to join, especially if you are new tonight. Is anybody new tonight? I just would love to know. I know we have a lot of new faces in the room tonight, which is exciting. Can't even tell you how exciting it is. Anybody new online? Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few. So if you're new to our collective here, we have a Facebook group called the Sage Goddess Full Moon Ritualists. It's a closed group, but everyone is added. And it's a fun way to learn. You get updates about the events. I want to tell you that another reason I'm really excited about 2015 is that for the first time I'm offering 2 live meetings a month all year long. You guys in the room can join me too. So I'm teaching astrology in 2015. On Friday the 30th of January at 6 p.m., just like this, I'm going to be teaching you once a month my take on all of the sun signs for 2015. And we're starting with Aquarius. Now, I would invite you to join us. It's fun. I think the way I teach astrology is really exciting. Now, I would say that as a Leo, but I think you'll really enjoy it. And I'm going to be talking to you about a couple of things. I'm going to talk to you about the sun, what it means to have an Aquarius sun sign, what it means to have an Aquarius moon sign, and what it means to have an Aquarius rising sign. And then I'm going to talk to you about the light aspects of Aquarius and the shadow aspects of the Aquarius. Because in my opinion, every sign behaves one way until they turn 40 and then behaves another way until they die. I'm rather blunt, but it's true. Every sign has a before 40 and an after 40. It will sting a little bit to hear. I mean, every month, somebody's going to sting every month. You know? But you'll also probably nod and say, yeah, that's me. So I'm gonna walk you through what the before 40 and the after 40 is for each sign, plus what it means to have sun, moon, rising, sun sign, rising sign, and moon sign in that sign. So fun. So join me for an hour. I'll put an event page up so you can join. If you're in the Full Moon Ritualist group, you'll get all the updates about that too. There are little astrological kits in the shop, which is really fun. They're optional. They're not required, but I always make little tools for everything. But look how fun every month there's going to be a candle and a perfume and gemstones for the sign that's poured with an oil that I made just for Aquarius. So you'll get your oil too. Every sign has there's Aquarius. Every sign will have its perfume. So exciting. So there's that. But join me. It'll be really fun. It'll be fun to have all of you with me on the 30th. It gives us another excuse to get together and enjoy each other's company. So that's good. So that'll be the last Friday of every month will be astrology from now on. So you can sort of mark your calendars. Last Friday of every month. Okay, so February 3rd is our full moon for the union of souls. And I think it's going to be a very powerful one, whether you're in that partnership already or you're looking for that partnership. So please mark your calendars. Again, I'll put the event pages up on Sage Goddess. So if you go and check, you can RSVP for that. The ritual tools for next month are live in the shop. So if you would like them, this is our candle. It's Cupid and Psyche. Our graphic designer here made that. Isn't it beautiful? Because we're being inspired by the myth of Cupid and Psyche the next month. So it's beautiful. And here's what's really, really special about the set. I have to show you because I made it and I'm so excited about it. Every set comes with this little love wish bottle full of tourmaline. Aren't they cute? It's a wishing bottle for love. And some of them have blue tourmaline and green tourmaline and pink tourmaline, and then they have clear quartz in it to magnify your love wishes. So you can make a little love altar with all your stones and your hot erotic perfume. This perfume has a nickname among my team that I won't tell you, but it's very sexy and it smells different on everybody, but it's extremely sexy to the point where I told one of the girls, this is as close to sexual harassment as I have come as your boss. I had a moment with her. I had to step away from her for just a minute. And it's pretty sexy. So there's all of that, and that's coming. It's in the shop. If you would like to purchase your stones and your sets and stuff, the Aquarius or the full moon, if you use code blessing10, you can save 10% off all the way through next weekend. Okay, blessing10. Blessing10. Okay, so we've talked about Aquarius. We talked about full moon for hot love. And the March ritual, which I will start talking about soon for renewal, is going to be very powerful too. So stay tuned. Join the Facebook group. That way you'll get all the updates. Okay, so I'm going to do my in-person giveaway in person off camera because I know we're a little bit over time, but I want to do this one for you online. And I want to show it to you. Open it again one more time just to show you how beautiful it is. Isn't that cool? One of my very personal crystals. And the person who is receiving this is somebody who I know is here. I've seen her on the chat. She reached out to me because she has set a very, very powerful intention. And not that all of you haven't, but she reached out to me and shared it with me. And when she shared her intention with me, I instantly felt like I wanted to hold space for her with it. And so Kayla Hurt, this beautiful piece of quartz is for you. I think it will help you hold the intention for your photography to blossom. And it's been on my mind to gift you something to help you hold your intention since we chatted. So bright blessings to you, Kayla Hurt. Thank you for being part of my life and for letting me hold a space with you for what I think is going to be a very brilliant career in photography. She's quite gifted, everyone. So namaste to you, Kayla. Namaste to everyone who's in the group here with me in person. We will get this beauty off to you in the mail. Kayla, please make sure I have your correct address so that it reaches you safely. All right, everyone. Well, are there any questions before I sign off for the evening? What an evening it has been. I don't know. I mean, the energy in this room is like, it's vibrating. Oh, Kayla's excited. Well, I'm excited for Kayla. Very, very, very cool. Does anyone, oh, and Carmela said that she had a good time. It was her first time. Well, I'm so glad that you guys were here, especially if it's your first time. I hope you'll join us every month. We've been doing this for 3 years, and a lot of you are very loyal, friends who are part of this community, and you make my life a better place to be. And I hope I do the same for you. Absolutely. So in the Full Moon Facebook group, I'm going to put some journal prompts for intention setting. So please join the Facebook group so that you can receive those. I will post those probably tomorrow morning. Just some additional prompts that you can think about to get your juices flowing. Oh, and Alyssa has her daughter. Her daughter's there for the first time. She's 10. Very cool. I love it when you share this with your little ones too. Get your children involved in being mindful and developing a spiritual practice. You can't go wrong doing that. And I think they're almost never too young, to be honest. So, all right, everyone. Well, I will see you. I will so look forward to seeing you. First on the last Friday of January, which is the 30th for the Aquarius meeting, which, like I said, I think you'll really enjoy. More teaching, and then on February 3rd for our live full moon ritual for the erotic love of the soul union. May it be yours, and we'll hold that intention with you. Be well, everybody. Go enjoy your moon. Go see her. Go put your crystals out under her. Say a little prayer and a blessing for those who couldn't be with us tonight. And for all the people in the world who need this energy, we hold it on their behalf. I'll see you very soon. Bye, everybody.